This is a recipe for my Papa's pumpkin pie. I hope you enjoy it. The dry ingredients you'll need for the pie crust are salt, Crisco, and flour. Place 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 cup of butter flavored Crisco in a bowl and mix until crumbly. You don't want to overmix the dry ingredients with the Crisco. You want some little chunks in there. This is what it should look like. That way your crust will be flaky. The wet ingredients you're going to need for the pie crust are eggs, water, and distilled vinegar. Yes, I said distilled vinegar. Mix 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and 5 tablespoons of water with a fork until well blended. Now you're going to mix the dry ingredients with the egg mixture, and you want to mix in just enough to form a soft ball. You may not need all the egg mixture. If you don't use it all, you can just throw it away or you can use it later to decorate the leaves we're going to make with the extra crust. After you have your soft ball of dough, you can cut it in half. This recipe is going to make either 2 one crust pies or 1 double crust pie. Take half of your dough and roll it out onto a floured surface. Here's a trick I actually taught my dad. To keep the crust from breaking when you place it in the pie pan, you can roll it up onto the rolling pin and that'll stop it from breaking. Then after you have it rolled onto the rolling pin, place it on top of the pie pan and unroll it. This makes the job a whole lot easier. All you have to do is cut off the excess crust around the edge of the pie pan and save this. You can use this later for decoration. Using 3 fingers, pinch the edge of the dough around the pie pan to make a decorative edge. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I do it. You're more than welcome to do it your own way. The ingredients you're going to need for the actual pumpkin filling are eggs, pumpkin, light brown sugar, pumpkin pie spice, 2 cans of evaporated milk, salt, and cinnamon if you want extra cinnamon in it. Then you want to take your sugar, your spices, and salt and mix them up in a bowl and set it to the side. All the dry ingredients should be mixed up here. Then you're going to take the 4 eggs and whisk them together. You don't have to whisk them for a very long time, just until they're well blended. Then you are going to add the pumpkin to the eggs and mix it well. After that, you add all the dry ingredients that you have in the bowl that you set aside. You want to add those to this as well. Now is the time to add the evaporated milk. You want to do this slowly, so add a little and stir, then add a little more and stir, and so on and so forth till you get 2 cans of evaporated milk into this. After you add the evaporated milk, this is what it's going to look like, and it will be runny. Pour the pumpkin pie filling into the 2 unbaked crusts that you've already previously made. Then you're going to place both of the pies into a preheated 425-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Then turn the oven temperature down to 350 degrees and bake for another 40 to 50 minutes. The pie is done when a toothpick is inserted close to the middle of the pie and comes out clean. Now with the extra dough you have from cutting off around the pie pan, you can roll this out and make leaves to decorate your finished pie. I like to brush these leaves with egg and sprinkle them with sugar. And then, of course, you're going to need to bake the leaves because it is raw dough. You're going to bake them at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes or just until they're golden brown. Then when the leaves are cooled and the pie is cooled, you can just place them on top of the cooled pie. And there you have it, a beautiful pumpkin pie. All that's left is to cut and serve. I like to use Cool Whip, and I like to actually eat it cold. As promised, this is the recipe for my Papa's pumpkin pie, and the pie crust will be coming up next. This is Papa's pie crust recipe. It's about an 80-year-old recipe, and all that's been changed in 80 years is the butter flavored Crisco. We changed to that in 1988. I know this because that's the year my oldest son was born. So I know Papa would love that you have this recipe, and I hope you enjoy.